Proof that the Albanese government is destroying Australia, destroying it almost literally by its crazy immigration intake. In fact, it is replacing Australians with immigrants, as well as tearing down our national symbols, our traditions. Now, this is not a conspiracy theory, the great replacement. It's fact. Our latest fertility figures show Australian women have never had fewer babies per person, not in the history of modern Australia. Just 1.5 babies now per woman. And that means we're not even having anywhere near enough babies to replace ourselves. For that, you need just over 2 babies per woman. Yet, as you know, our population is not shrinking. It's actually exploding. Our cities are crammed full of people. But that's because this government is also giving us record numbers of immigrants. I mean, crazy numbers, around 500,000 immigrants a year right now. So what we are seeing is fewer Australians who are actually born here and many immigrants, many more of them, who were not. Now, you might think, well, thank heavens for that, because we need to replace these Australians who aren't breeding. But in fact, that high immigration is actually a reason, might be a big reason, why Australians aren't replacing themselves with babies. They're linked. All those immigrants are all looking for somewhere to live, and you can see the result. I mean, housing has never in our lifetime been so unaffordable. And even the government admits high housing prices is a reason Australian women are having fewer babies, and much later in life when they can finally afford them.
It does underscore how important housing is to families feeling secure.
Yeah. So I think housing is absolutely a factor here.
It's absolutely fundamental.
And it's not just the lack of cheap housing that's causing Australians to have fewer babies, to not replace themselves. Australians are also getting poorer per person under this government. I mean, the high inflation, the high interest rates, the terrible levels of productivity growth. And today, the unemployment rate, it went down again to just 4.1%. And that is actually good news for some people. But it does mean that interest rates are going to stay high for longer, which is pain for a lot of people. And it all adds up to a baby drought and to Australia being changed dramatically. And it's not just that the proportion of Australians born here is plummeting. I mean, now just 70% of us. At the same time, this government is helping to trash our history and Australia's symbols. For instance, it flies 3 flags, not just the Australian one, but 2 race ones as well. It's let 80 councils ban citizenship ceremonies on Australia Day out of shame of our past. It also seems that multiculturalism now means celebrating every culture but our own. And the result? Well, you see it. Australia's changing in front of your eyes, and in ways that often seem shocking, alien, dare I say. Like last month,